Please do not foolishly turn your back on my call in this moment, because there are blessings that have been prepared for you. And if you remain indifferent, you may allow them to pass through your life in silence. Beloved child, pause for a moment. Do not let hurried fingers pull you away from this reminder, because not everything you encounter today is accidental. There are moments placed right before your eyes like a door of light. And the wise will know how to stop long enough to recognize what is being offered. I do not come to make you tremble, nor do I come to force you through confusion. I come as the Father who has seen you pass through too many weary days, too many quiet nights, too many times wondering whether goodness still remembers your name. And today, I want you to hear clearly, you have not been forgotten. You have not been abandoned. And what I have prepared for you still rests in my mighty hand. There is an urgency flowing through every word I place in your heart. Not the urgency of threat, but the urgency of love that does not want you to keep delaying. You have ignored many gentle reminders before. You have felt something within your heart urging you to pray, to change, to rise, to believe one more time. Yet life pulled you away with endless worries. You told yourself that when you had time, you would return to me. When things became better, you would open your heart. When the weariness lifted, you would believe more deeply. But my child, faith is not born only in favorable days. Many times, faith begins right in the middle of trembling, when you still do not fully understand, still cannot see the way, yet still choose to turn your face toward the light. I have seen every tear you hid away. I have seen the evenings when you lay still while your mind kept circling around unresolved things. I have seen the moments when you felt left behind by the world, as though everyone else was entering their harvest season while you were still standing in the field waiting for rain. I have heard the questions you did not dare speak aloud. Is that promise not meant for me? Do blessings only pass through other people's lives? Have I waited too long? And I speak to you with gentleness yet certainty. Your waiting has not been meaningless. The battles you have survived have not been overlooked. The storms you endured were not only meant to exhaust you, but to forge within you an endurance you have not yet fully recognized. When I say you are marked by grace, I do not speak empty words. I am the one who knows your name, who knows the path you have walked, who knows even the stretches of road you had to crawl through in silence when you no longer had enough strength to stand upright. You may have been misunderstood, abandoned, dismissed, or judged by what others saw on the outside. But I do not look at you through the narrow eyes of the world. I see the seed within you. I see the goodness I placed inside you before you understood yourself. I see your small faithfulness in the days when no one applauded, your perseverance when the doors remained closed, and the tenderness still left within you even though life has wounded you many times. Beloved child, do not treat today as just another ordinary day, not because you must panic, but because I am awakening within you a new readiness. There are blessings that cannot enter a heart still closed by doubt. There are doors that do not open for those who only stand outside complaining, but they open for the one who knows how to place a hand upon the chest and say, I still believe, I still wait, I still belong to the light. What I have prepared for you is not only the numbers you hope to see, though I can provide for you in ways that are very specific, very practical, and very unexpected. If your heart is thinking of a great release, an abundance, a way being opened, like 970 million being placed where it is needed, then understand this with wisdom. I have the authority to open the storehouses of heaven. But I do not want you to love the gift more than the giver. I want you to receive the blessing with a humble and grateful heart, knowing how to use what is entrusted to you to build, to heal, to uplift, and to walk uprightly. I am not the one who promises and then forgets. When I have placed something within my plan, no power can steal it away if you remain in trust and obedience. But you must also understand that blessing needs a heart that knows how to receive. If you keep turning your back on my call, keep allowing fear to lead the way, keep letting doubt speak louder than my word, then you yourself will stand outside what could have touched your life. I do not want you to lose what is meant for you because of a lack of attention. I do not want you to come close to the harvest and then walk away simply because you became weary right before dawn. You have gone too far to return to the old darkness. You have cried too much to take lightly the day your tears are wiped away. You have fought too long to surrender the victory just as it is moving toward you. Remember the times I protected you without your knowing. There were disasters that passed by without being able to touch you. There were people who left your life not to destroy you, but so I could clear the way for something purer. There were doors that closed and caused you pain, but later you will understand that they were protection. There were days when you thought you had failed, when in truth, I was turning you away from a path that no longer belonged to you. I was a shield over you in storms no one could see. I lifted you when you thought you could not rise. I placed strength inside you when every voice around you said you had no chance left. Now, I am calling you to step into a new season. A season no longer ruled by fear, lack, and insecurity, but you must stand firm. Do not let the world teach you to doubt what I have planted within you. Do not let old memories convince you that the future will be the same as the past. Do not let words that once wounded you become prophecies over your life. I declare that you can still be lifted up. I declare that you can still be restored. I declare that what has been delayed does not mean it has been denied. When my timing comes, the door will open in a way you do not need to force. Provision will come through paths you have not calculated. Help will appear from places you did not expect. And peace will return like clear water, washing away the years you lived in tension. So, open your heart wide in this moment. There is no need for display. No need to prove anything to anyone. Simply respond to me with sincerity. Say in the silence that you are willing to believe one more time. Hand over to me your financial worries, your fear of lack, the pain of abandonment, the doubt about your worth, and even the dreams you once buried because you thought they were too far away. I can breathe new life into what you thought had dried up. I can turn the season of waiting into a season of fruitfulness. I can place back into your hands what is needed for you to walk with strength, freedom, and dignity. Beloved child, do not turn your back on my call, not because I want you to live in fear of losing blessings, but because I want you to recognize the precious thing standing right before you. I am still speaking. I am still leading. I am still preparing. Rise in faith. Even if it is only one small step, Let your heart become soft soil for grace to fall upon. Let your mouth stop complaining and begin declaring goodness. Let your hands open, not only to receive, but also to give when blessing comes. And when everything begins to move, you will understand that I did not forget you for even a single day. I was there in the tears, in the long night, in the waiting, and I will also be there on the day you step into the season of abundance I have prepared for you. I do not promise you abundance merely to stir your heart, but to remind you that my provision is not limited by what your eyes currently see. The number 970 million is being mentioned as a sign of an opened way, of restoration, of power that can cause things that seemed tightly shut to open at the appointed time. I am the Father of fullness, not of lack. I did not lead you into life, only for you to live forever in anxiety, measuring each day by fear and each need by uncertainty. The world may call what you are praying for too great, too far, too difficult to take shape. But my child, I am not bound by the way the world measures possibility. What people consider impossible can still become, in my hand, a path, a stream of water, a door, a harvest coming from a place you had never imagined. Remember that I have opened a way where there seemed to be no way. I once caused dry ground to appear in the middle of deep waters when my people stood before impossibility, and behind them was the sound of fear in pursuit. When they had no option left, I was still the final option, and also the surest one. That power does not belong to the distant past merely for you to hear about and admire. That power is still alive, still moving, still able to touch your circumstances today. I can turn numbers around, shift doors, awaken opportunities, bring the right people at the right time, and cause what was delayed to begin moving according to my order. But you must learn to look at provision not only through anxious eyes, but through faith that knows how to rest in the one who holds tomorrow. You are not alone on this journey. Even when your heart sometimes feels empty like a house without light, I am still there, still seeing you when you feel forgotten in the hurried stream of life. I know the burdens you are carrying. I know the bills you quietly calculate. I know the dreams you do not dare speak aloud for fear of being laughed at. I know the prayers you whisper in the darkness when no one else is beside you. No moment of your life is meaningless before me. No tear falls without my knowing. No sigh escapes your heart without my hearing. You are more precious to me than words can contain. And I do not want you to live as though you were merely a person pushed around by fate without purpose. Perhaps there are still places of doubt within you. Perhaps you've heard too many promises and then been disappointed, hoped and then been hurt, believed and then watched a door close before your face. I understand why you are cautious. I do not blame you for those weary wounds. But today I am inviting you not to let old disappointment become the wall that keeps you from receiving what I am preparing. There are blessings that do not come through haste, but after a season of refinement. There are rewards not given to impatience, but to faithfulness that remains standing when there is still no visible sign. You have passed through difficult days. Many times you wanted to give up, yet still tried to keep your heart from bitterness. I saw that, and what I have seen in the secret place, I can answer with an opened way in the public place. There will be voices that try to shake you. Sometimes they will come from people around you. Sometimes they will be whispers within your own thoughts. They will tell you not to believe anymore, not to hope anymore, not to wait anymore, that good things are only for others and not for you. But I have not called you to walk only by what your eyes can see. I have called you to walk by faith, by steadiness before the evidence appears, by trust even when the circumstances have not yet changed color. My word is not an empty echo. My word carries life, carries power, and has the ability to cut through fear, delay, doubt, and the lies that once made you shrink back from who you are. You must choose what you will listen to. Will you let the noise of worry control your breathing? Or will you let my peace guide your steps? Will you let fear say it is too late? Or will you believe that I still know how to arrive on time? Will you let past failures define the future? Or will you allow me to continue writing your story with the pen of restoration? No one can make that decision for you. I do not force you to believe, but I invite you into deeper trust. I do not pull you by fear, but I call you by love. And when you respond, something within you will begin to rise. Like a seed, recognizing that the rainy season has come. Remember Abraham, who heard the call without seeing the full journey ahead. He was not given a complete map. He did not know every turn, every trial, every appointed time, but he walked because he believed that the one who called him was faithful. That obedience opened a stream of blessing that reached beyond his own life and touched many generations after him. I do not remind you of this so you will compare yourself with anyone, but so you will understand that there are promises that open only when a person dares to step out of the familiar. There are new seasons that require you to release old control. There are breakthroughs that begin with a very quiet, yet very real yes within your heart. Now I am also calling you to a deeper level of trust. Not to believe only when all the numbers are clear. Not to believe only when others confirm that you will succeed. Not to believe only when you feel strong and no longer have any doubt. I call you to believe when your heart still trembles, yet still chooses to stand on the side of hope. I call you to believe when the circumstances have not completely changed, yet you have decided not to let circumstances have the final word. I call you to believe when the door is still closed, yet you prepare your heart like one who knows that the key is being given at the right time. Your direction can be changed from the very moment you open your heart and tell me you are willing to follow my leading. Do not let this moment pass like a fleeting breeze. There are times when I touch you, not so that you may be moved for a short while and then return to the old way of living, but so that you may mark a true turning point. Let today become the day you no longer agree with lack in your mind. Let today be the day you no longer see yourself as someone left behind. Let today be the day you choose to believe that I can still restore what was lost. Open new sources of provision. Give wisdom to manage what is entrusted, and lead you into abundance that does not draw you away from me, but makes you more grateful, more humble, and more willing to lift others up. Your breakthrough may be nearer than you think, but you must step into it with an awakened heart. Blessing is not only something to receive, it is also something to preserve with wisdom. When I open the way, do not let haste misalign what I am arranging. When I provide, do not let pride turn the gift into a burden. When I restore, do not forget the seasons when you prayed through tears. I want abundance in your life, not only to fill your hands, but also to make your heart clearer, your love wider, and your faithfulness stronger. What I give is not meant to make you drift away from the source of blessing, but to help you live as a witness of my mercy, faithfulness, and gentle power. So stand firm, beloved child. Do not delay trusting simply because everything has not yet appeared in full. Do not let the voice of doubt extinguish the promise being sown within you. Open your heart, humble yourself, listen, and follow my guidance each day. I know what you need. I know when the timing is right. I know which door must open, which person must come, which source must flow, and what must be restored in your life. If you choose to remain in faith, you will see that I am not only the one who speaks about provision, but the one who knows how to bring provision through paths that will make you bow your head in wonder. Trust me in the great things as well as in the small. Trust me while waiting, as well as while receiving. And when that season opens, you will understand that I had been quietly preparing for a long time. Not so that you would boast in yourself, but so that you would know with certainty that my hand has never left your life. There is still grace for you in this moment. But my grace is never a veil that covers the truth, so you may continue walking in what is drawing you away from the light. Beloved child, hear me with a humble heart, for this word does not come to crush you, but to pull you out of the place where you have begun to slide deeper than you realize. I do not name your mistake to shame you, but to help you recognize that the door of return is still open. Grace does not mean I pretend everything is fine when within you there is misalignment. Grace means I come near to you before the consequences take root, before familiarity with wrongdoing makes you stop seeing it as dangerous, before your heart becomes so hardened that it no longer trembles at my gentle call. I am giving you another chance, not because what you did is small, but because my love is greater than your fall. I am standing here and speaking to you clearly, so you do not need to guess in confusion. Hide behind the reasons you have built for yourself, or keep asking whether you truly need to change. Yes, you need to return. Yes, you need to stop. Yes, you need to bring your heart back under my guidance. The things that pulled you into misalignment cannot continue holding authority over your decisions. The habits that clouded your sight, the connections that weakened you, the self-justifying words that made you feel safe in what was not good, all of them must be laid down before me. Not so I can take joy away from you, but so I can free you from what has disguised itself as joy while quietly draining your strength. Not so I can make you small, but so I can return you to your rightful place, where you can stand upright in peace and no longer have to hide from yourself. You are not alone in this correction. I know that when truth touches your heart, you may feel heavy, uncomfortable, and even want to turn your face away because you do not want to clearly see what you have allowed to happen. But my child, this discomfort is not a sign that I have left you. Sometimes, the very ache of awakening is proof that your heart is still soft, still able to hear, still able to be brought back. I am near to you in this moment, nearer than your self-condemning thoughts, nearer than the fear that you have ruined everything, nearer even than the shame that wants to silence you. I am watching not to find fault, but to see whether you are willing to return. What I seek in you is not a perfect performance, not a beautiful promise followed tomorrow by the same old path. What I seek is your direction, your honesty, and the humble decision that says, I do not want to keep moving farther away from what is right. Do not let pride keep you imprisoned in a place you only needed to step out of. Pride often says that you do not need to apologize, do not need to correct anything, do not need to admit anything, do not need to return because everything is still under your control. But beloved child, pride is a heavy garment that makes the one who is sinking still think he is standing firm. It makes you defend the mistake instead of protecting life. It makes you preserve an outward image while inwardly losing clarity. Lay it down. There is no shame in returning to me. There is no failure in admitting that you need to be guided. The child who knows how to bow before the truth will be lifted up at the right time. The child who is willing to lay down what has led him astray will be given back the freedom he thought he had lost. Do not let fear tell you that it is too late. It is not too late. My child, if it were too late, I would no longer be speaking to you with this clarity. If I wanted to leave you alone, I would let you keep walking in silence, allowing the distance to grow until you no longer recognized it. But because I am still calling, because my word is still touching your heart, because you still feel reminded, you must understand that my hand is still reaching out. My voice is not a final sentence, but an invitation to return. I do not call you back to make you afraid, but so you may live in alignment once again. I do not warn you because I reject you, but because I see where you are going. And if you do not stop, it will lead to a loss you do not need to bear. You were chosen for things far greater than this moment of error. Do not let a season of weakness become your identity. Do not let one wrong decision convince you that your whole journey has been erased. Do not let one slip keep you lying on the ground while I am still calling you to rise. You have been set apart to mature, to become stronger, to step into a purpose wider than momentary impulsiveness, deeper than passing temptations, and more enduring than the voices that pull you away from the right path. But that purpose cannot fully open while you remain where you stumbled and call it normal. I will not build your future on a foundation you know is cracked. Because I love you, I will point to the crack. Because I want you to stand firm, I will repair it before the house within you suffers further harm. I am not finished with you, but I will not ignore what needs to change. My love is not indulgence that makes you weaker. My love is the lamp that shines into dark places, the hand that pulls you back from the edge, the voice that awakens you when you begin to grow used to dangerous sleep. I correct you because I care. I remind you because I see what you can become when you return to the right direction. I know you can live with greater clarity than this. I know you can choose what is purer, stronger, and wiser. I know that within you there is still a hunger for what is right, even though at times you are pulled by what is easier. Therefore, I do not give up on you in the way you have sometimes wanted to give up on yourself. You are still within my reach. You are still guarded by me. You are still connected to a purpose that one mistake cannot erase. But you must understand this seriously. Ignoring this call will deepen the distance. Not because I am the first to move away, but because every time you resist the truth, your heart learns to hear less. Every time you delay returning, Misalignment gains more ground. Every time you say, later, you give darkness more time to convince you that nothing needs to change. I do not want you to live that way. I do not want you to wake up one day and realize that you have wandered too far from peace simply because you refused to stop when I had already called. So return in this very moment. Beloved child, you do not need to bring a long explanation. You do not need to cover anything up. You do not need to punish yourself to prove that you are sorry. Come to me with the truth. Say what needs to be said. Lay down what needs to be laid down. Leave what needs to be left behind. Let me teach you to walk again, step by step, in uprightness. I am not standing at the end of the road waiting for you to crawl toward me in exhaustion. I am drawing near to you, right at the point where you stop and choose to turn around. Grace is here, but grace is calling you to act. Mercy is here, but mercy is inviting you to realign your direction. And when you respond, not with empty words, but with a heart that truly returns, you will see that I not only forgive, but also restore, not only correct, but also uphold, not only warn, but also lead you into a brighter path than you thought you could still walk. There were times when you doubted my timing, when the burden lasted so long that you thought you had been left behind in a season of waiting with no end. You looked around and saw others walking through doors while you were still standing outside. You wondered why your prayer had not yet been answered, why the hope within you sometimes felt as fragile as a lamp before the wind. But beloved child, I have never forgotten you, not even for a moment. I am the one who sees from the beginning to the end, who knows what you cannot yet see, who understands the turns you have not yet walked through, and who has been quietly preparing you for battles you thought you were not strong enough to face. Do not let delay make you doubt my love. There are things I have not given immediately, not because I am withholding them coldly, but because I am building within you a foundation strong enough so that the blessing will not make you lose balance. My plan for you is not meant to harm you, but to lead you into a future wider than anything you have dared to ask for. What you have lost is not the end. What once closed is not proof that you failed. Sometimes, a closed door is the way I protect you from something smaller than the destiny I have placed before you. Therefore, do not compare your journey with anyone else's. Each person has a season, a rhythm, and a way of being led. The portion meant for you does not need to look like someone else's portion in order to be called good. What I have prepared for you bears your own imprint, measured by the tears you quietly shed, the times you still chose to believe even while your heart trembled, the days you stood firm when no one knew how weary you truly were. The abundance moving toward you is not merely a number or something that can be counted with the natural eye. It is a sign that steadfastness is not forgotten, that quiet faith is still recorded in heaven. Every trial you have faced has helped prepare you for this moment. The valleys of sorrow did not swallow you, they made you deeper. The pressures did not come to crush you, they revealed the strength I had placed within you long ago. I was with you in every heavy step, shaping you through every season that seemed hard to understand, so that today you would no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstances, but as one who has been lifted up, refined, and given wisdom to enter blessing with maturity. There will be voices that try to sow doubt in you, telling you that you are not worthy, that you have missed your time, that the promise is not for you. But I come to silence all those lies. Remember this, you are the one I love. And what I have appointed for you is not easily blocked by human tongues or by the shadow of fear. My grace is sufficient for the places where you are weak, and my power lifts you when you know how to surrender. Keep your heart turned toward me, because what I am doing will make you understand that my timing is never late, and my faithfulness always arrives at the right moment.